5 people from Crossroads, 1986, who didn't live to see it released. One of the men on this list played the devil himself in a movie about a deal made at a crossroads, and in a twist almost too strange to be real, he was secretly dying of cancer the entire time he filmed it, telling absolutely nobody. He never lived to see the movie released. His story is our number 1. Crossroads came out in 1986, built around the real legend of bluesman Robert Johnson supposedly selling his soul to the devil at a Mississippi crossroads for his talent. It turned out the film itself was shadowed by something almost as eerie, real deaths, timed almost impossibly close to its release. These are 5 people connected to Crossroads who didn't live to see how the story was received. 5. Son Thomas. James Son Thomas was a genuine Mississippi Delta bluesman and folk artist, known as much for his haunting slide guitar as for the clay skulls he sculpted on the side. He appeared in Crossroads as part of the film's authentic blues world, performing alongside fellow musicians in a juke joint scene meant to ground the movie's mythology in something real. He died in June 1993 in Greenville, Mississippi, at 66. Thomas spent his whole life keeping Delta blues alive in the exact towns where it was born. Our next name did the same thing with his harmonica, right up until his death caught up with him just a few years later. 4. Frank Frost. Frank Frost was one of the last great Delta blues harmonica players, performing in Crossroads as a juke house musician, bringing genuine juke joint authenticity to a Hollywood movie about the genre's most famous legend. He died in October 1999 at his home in Helena, Arkansas, at 63 from a heart attack. Frost spent his whole career playing the exact music the film was trying to honor. Our next name didn't just appear in the movie. He was one of its 2 real stars, a former musician himself before he ever set foot on a film set. 3. Joe Seneca. Joe Seneca played Willie Brown, the aging bluesman who recruits a young guitar prodigy to help him track down a lost Robert Johnson song, arguably the emotional center of the entire film. Off-screen, Seneca had actually been a working musician and songwriter for decades before he ever became an actor, giving his performance a real, lived-in authenticity. He died in August 1996 at his home in New York City, at 77 from a coronary arrest following an asthma attack. Seneca carried the film's heart for 2 hours, drawing on a real musical life most viewers never knew he'd actually lived. Our next name's death happened just days before the entire world even got to see the movie for the first time. 2. Sonny Terry. Sonny Terry was one of the most influential blues harmonica players in American history, and his sound is woven directly into the film's original score. He died on the 11th of March 1986 in Mineola, New York, at 74. Just 3 days before Crossroads was released, in theaters on March 14. Terry never got to see the finished film, built partly around his own sound, reach audiences. And our number 1 story is even stranger, because he didn't even live long enough to see the film get released at all. 1. Robert Judd. Robert Judd played Scratch, also called Legba, a name pulled directly from West African and Haitian Vodou mythology, the devil figure who holds the deal at the center of the entire film's plot. It's a small role, just a handful of scenes, but it's the one many people remember most, thanks to Judd's genuinely unsettling performance. What almost nobody knew at the time, Judd had been quietly battling stomach cancer and never told anyone on set. He died on the 20th of January 1986, at 59, nearly 2 full months before Crossroads even reached theaters on March 14. He never saw the finished film, and audiences watching his performance for the first time had no idea the man playing the devil was already gone. 5 people, all connected to a movie about a deal made at a crossroads, and an unsettling number of them didn't live to see how their part in the story turned out. 5 names, all tied to one of the most enduring blues films ever made, and a genuinely eerie pattern of timing nobody could have planned. If one of these stories gave you chills, let us know in the comments. And subscribe, because there's always more behind the credits than the movie ever tells you.